Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Honey and today we are on Honeyland. I'm going to be doing a design code tutorial of just these little wooden planks right here. I just think they're a very cute and whimsical touch for any island, and I will be showing you the straight pieces in both directions with the diagonal pieces like this. Also, in case you want to make them for your own islands. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you enjoy content like this, if this isn't your first time, maybe consider hitting the like button or subscribing for more content like this. I do custom design tutorials quite often, along with some speed builds and just general other Animal Crossing content with the occasional disability content just thrown in there for informational purposes. I hope everyone's having a great day, so let's get to it. So the first thing I did was I set a color palette, and I went ahead and used some very mid-tone, mid-range brown tones. I will put my color palette in the description if you'd like to use the same colors. But really it's just kind of subjective. You can go darker, lighter, whatever you really feel like is going to suit your island. What I'm doing first is I'm setting a base shape. Now I want these to look kind of rustic and not square, just like bits of wood almost. So I'm just creating my first basic shape before I add some details to it, make it look a little bit more realistic. Right now I'm just playing with the design aspect of it. I don't want it to be straight on like both sides, like I don't want them to be wooden like planks per se. I want them to look pretty whimsical and just, I don't know, like pretty, but pretty in a very rustic kind of way. Yeah. So after I got that set, I'm going to add some highlights and some shadows. So I don't usually, a lot of times if you see me make wood planks, I try to leave them as minimal as possible, because a lot of times the more details that you add into your custom designs, it ends up looking just kind of messy and blurred together, because this is pixel art, and pixel art doesn't pick up all of the beautiful details that your regular Procreate or Adobe Photoshop is going to pick up. So but this time what I decided was that I did want some classic wood grain like patterns in the wood, and since I made them kind of big and chunky and a little bit blob like, I don't know, that's not a good descriptive word. I really need to grab a thesaurus for these voiceovers, but I figured that it would be really nice to have some nice like actual wood textures in these to kind of contrast a lot of the other wood things that I do. And I like variation and variety, and not everything has to be the same in order to look nicely. Because I have a daisy theme going on in my other island on Amethyst, I did want to make these daisy planks, because I'm going to be using these over there on my fall island. What I'm doing right now is just adding some little leaves and a daisy, just for decoration. I just wanted it to have just a little bit of sprinkles in there because I thought it would be cute. So you'll notice I do this often. I will go ahead and lay a pattern down on the floor, and then I will analyze it, see if it goes well or if it looks the way I expected it to or not. And if not, then I will go in and just modify it a little bit. So what I'm doing now is, the reason I copy this to the other one and then just immediately delete it is because I don't want to program all those colors in all over again, and because I'm lazy. So I just copy the pattern I just finished and I paste it into a new pattern so that I have the color palette already set. So I'm gonna go through the rest of the planks exactly the same way I did the first one, and I'm gonna let you watch me go through this, and if there is anything else that I see that I think might be helpful, I'll go ahead and chime in. But yeah, I'm gonna just stop being awkward now and be quiet for a little bit. Sometimes I find with the diagonal pieces, it is just a little bit more of a challenge because I have to kind of imagine or envision the squares just a little bit differently. So what I do is I make the planks just a little more on the square end when going in a diagonal, and then I start playing with the sizing and the shapes and whatnot, because for some reason the size and everything doesn't always look how I am envisioning it when I'm drawing it. So it's a little more trial and error, and I find that I just err on the side of caution and just make it slightly more square, and then I go back and I play with the pieces and try and make them look a little more like actual planks. But it is I think it comes along pretty nicely. I am happy with the end product. So if anyone has ever used any of my videos to make their own custom designs or venture into custom designs, I would love to be tagged on social media, or maybe even just shoot me a DM or a picture or something. I love being shown other people's custom designs when they let me know that I've given them ideas or maybe help them create something on their own that they maybe never tried before, and I just think that is so cool. So yeah, if you have gained anything from these videos, I'd love to see. So just a quick story time from my actual real life, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with all of the challenges of being disabled. I don't make a secret of the fact that I'm in a wheelchair and I am a mother, so I do still have to actually function in my wheelchair. And we recently moved to another state, so we had to look for a home online, which is a little bit terrifying because my husband is in the military, and the military base we were moving to did not have any housing available, and their housing is always accessible to me. So instead we had to find civilian housing, and I talked to a realtor. I gave her the measurements of my wheelchair exactly. I told her that my wheelchair from wheel to wheel, like pushroom to pushroom on the bottom, because of camber, is 26 inches wide. That's not incredibly wide. It fits through most standard doors. However, I told her that the doors in the house needed to at least be standard, at least over 26 inches. She assured me that the doors were going to be, 3 feet, which I knew they probably weren't going to be 3 feet, but I was hoping that meant like 30 inches in her mind. Apparently, after she rented us a place and we signed the rental agreement and everything, we got to the house and found out that the doors were actually 25 inches. So I had to remove the push rims off of my wheelchair in order to get through the bedroom door. Well, the doors to the bathrooms are only 23 inches wide, and even the smallest pediatric children's wheelchair will not fit through the bathroom door. So I have to put a wheelchair in the bathroom and transfer through the door into another wheelchair in order to use the restroom in this house, which is exhausting and it's terrible. But this is something you guys should be aware of. Accessibility is such a relative term. This leasing company is now holding us to our 1-year lease. It tells us if we break it, then we're responsible for the entire year, and any scuffs that I make in the doorway, because my wheelchair wheels just barely clear and kind of scrape the sides in order to get through, are basically my responsibility, even though they kind of came through with false pretenses. So yeah, the world is very interesting and I learn more and more every day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope it was helpful to you. I hope you learned something from this. I really love making this content. I hope that you enjoy it, and I know that you can be absolutely anywhere in the world doing anything that you want to do, and instead you're here spending a few minutes of your time with me. I appreciate that more than I could ever let you know, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.